Each month in our Virginia at Work series, we introduce you to a leader who inspires. And this time around, we want you to meet a Roanoke woman who will soon retire after decades of leadership. It involved not only staff, but thousands of people looking for a safe place to lay their head at night.
Joy Sylvester-Johnson will soon leave the Roanoke Rescue Mission and her family legacy in the hands of a new CEO. Among its many accomplishments in 2015, the Rescue Mission served close to 276,000 meals, provided 104,000 nights of safe shelter, and offered more than 12,000 recovery classes to those in need.
Joy's been vital over the last 30 years in getting the organization where it is now. Her unique set of behavioral types, the type of ways that she approaches projects, her ability to ideate at a really high advanced level is what was necessary up to now. The next leader doesn't have to be Joy, right? The next leader just has to be able to take what she's built and build upon it.
Working with dozens of area leaders, executive consultant Lynda McNutt Foster has seen what it takes to be a leader and to be successful. She says when it comes to Joy Sylvester-Johnson, she is the embodiment of serving leadership, a leader who has an unyielding passion for her work. The Roanoke Rescue Mission has been a part of Joy Sylvester-Johnson's life from the moment she was born.
We lived at the mission, and we ate what everybody else ate, and we were in chapel every night with everybody else. I had a crib behind the piano. I knew every guy on the street. It was a family.
A family who will soon navigate the future under the guidance of new leadership.
These are the graduate letters and the thank you letters.
Packing away years of memories, Sylvester-Johnson will retire after 31 years as the mission's CEO. The story of the Roanoke Rescue Mission she shares began several states away in Chicago, Illinois.
The rescue mission really started the 3rd day of August, 1942. That was the day that my father was a Skid Row drunk, and he staggered into a rescue mission.
During a chapel service that night, her father, Gus Johnson, says he decided to change his path for the better, a decision that eventually led him to his wife.
There were 3 different missions that they volunteered in, and they were waiting for an opportunity when they could actually work on a mission. And so my grandfather went to a meeting called the Christian Businessmen's Association, and in that meeting, there was an evangelist there, and he was talking about all the places he'd been all over the country who needed different things. We need a doctor in Oklahoma, and we need a Christian teacher in Iowa, and we need a missionary in California, and we need someone to open a rescue mission in Roanoke, Virginia.
That night, the family collected enough money to buy 2 one-way train tickets to Roanoke.
They came on July 2nd, 1948, and I have records that says that first year, at the end of the year, they had served 5,000 meals.
Opening its doors at 111 East Salem Avenue, the years eventually led the rescue mission to its current location in southeast Roanoke.
How you doing?
Hey, how are you?
Yeah.
After getting married and starting her own family, Joy found herself back at the rescue mission after a conversation with her mother and 2 family friends.
She kept praying for my brother to come back and run the mission, but he just didn't think it was the right thing. And Mrs. Eberhardt looked at my mother and said, "Lois, you have been praying for the wrong one." And I remember I had a strawberry that was just about to go into my mouth, and they all turned and looked at me, and I was like,
The foundation of the family she serves begins with a simple concept, but one that is often missed by many people: listening.
And when you do that, you realize that a homeless person or an addict or an ex-convict or somebody with a serious mental illness, they're still people, and there's a connection and there's a bond, and you realize it's really, there's no difference.
With a strong belief everyone holds value, Sylvester-Johnson has led the rescue mission through many changes, including the construction of a new women and children's center and the addition of medical and dental services.
The mission started in 1948.
As a leader, she says never believe your own press and attributes the success of the rescue mission to her team.
Everyone has something to teach you. Sometimes they teach you what to do, sometimes they teach you what not to do.
Joy's decision to retire began 3 years ago.
I started to think maybe it's time to go. Maybe it's time for new eyes. Maybe it's time for more energy than I have. And came to the conclusion that there were a couple of things I wanted to see happen, and that it would take me about 3 years to do that, and then it'd be time to go. So I announced to the board 3 years ago, and now we're here.
In this time of transition, Joy believes it's more important now than ever for volunteers and community leaders to really stand up and show strong support for the mission.
I do think that the legacy that my parents left us, some of the things about the mission being open to every single person, and that every person matters, and that the faith part of the mission is not an add-on, it's the central theme of who we are and why we do what we do. Those things I don't think will change.
As for Joy, she wants to spend time simply being, to pray, to be still.
I have a world inside of me that I'd like to spend some time with.
Tomorrow morning, Joy Sylvester-Johnson will join our Good Day Virginia team along with Lynda McNutt Foster to talk about the rescue mission and the work she hopes will continue. She spoke at length with us about the early days of the mission and how it all began, including the first night when police raided the rescue mission because they thought it was a brothel. She has quite the story to share, and we have it all on our website. We will put it up there after the show at virginiafirst.com. The interview in its entirety. Just click on sections and you will find the Virginia at Work series underneath the community tab.